Hi guys, my name is Mima.
My name is Justina.
And we are both international development students. Third year actually.
Third year, yeah.
We're about to graduate.
And we just came here to talk to you about the opportunity that we had to go to Japan last year at the end of our second year. So how did
the opportunity come about?
Yeah, how did it
Interesting story. No, we had literally just come back from China for one of our modules, and our module leader emailed us and he said so-and-so is looking for students that would be willing to go to Japan. And immediately when you see Japan, you're like, hello.
And they said it was fully funded. So yeah.
But I don't think I think after the first line of Japan, everyone was like, I'm going. But yeah, it was basically it's called the Helio Project, and it's run by the most amazing people. And it's in conjunction with Ashoka U and College of the Atlantic, which is a university in Maine in America. And so they were tasked with basically creating a social innovation. For those that don't know what social innovation is, it's quite simple. There's a social issue, you innovate to create something sustainable, keyword is sustainable as well, to benefit everybody. So yeah, that was us. And we flew out June.
Yeah, we flew out at the end of June for about
12 days.
12 days.
Yeah.
It was just the two of us.
Which was...
Yeah, it was a good experience. Definitely learned a lot.
But I think the fun thing about our journey was the fact that we were able to... We went by ourselves, essentially. We didn't have a guardian, even though we're, of course, of age. But I think that was amazing because we really had to use our own...
initiative.
Yeah. And, Google Translate was our friend.
Yeah.
But we really had to rely on each other in order for us to function around. So we flew from Heathrow.
Yeah.
To...
It created that sort of independence between us. You know, when you go out to the real world and you go for these volunteering programs, or, you have a developmental job one day, there's not going to be a nanny right behind you pushing you. So, and also when you do these jobs, you meet people that you've never met before, and you have to kind of change the way you speak to them, or learn. I don't know, everyone's different, so you kind of have to, be a bit...
I think we learned cross-cultural skills at that moment because we had to adapt to the environment that we were in. Japan is very, very different to the countries that we've ever visited. And I think it was nice because we could see the contrast between China and Japan. Literally, we've come straight from them. But we had to be versatile, and we actually had to immerse ourselves within the culture as well. And I think the way that there wasn't really time to acclimatize, which was nice. It was painful on the body, but it was nice because we then got to understand how things function. But as I was saying, we flew from Heathrow to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
A nice little 12-hour flight. And then from Hong Kong to Osaka, we got the...
Sweet bullet train. To Hiroshima, and then we got there to Hiroshima, met everyone who was part of this program. So it was our first time meeting everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone was really lovely, and then the next day it was straight into work.
So after Hiroshima, we went to an island of... Well, that's where the actual social innovation took place. The island of Osaka Kamijima. Which is a beautiful island. I think there's less than 8,000 people on the island. Main source, was it fishing?
Yeah, fishing and power. They had a
plant.
Yeah, they had a power plant
which we
out there
managed
on
to
a
visit.
little island, which was pretty cool.
We visited.
Yeah, so the main point of Hiroshima,
Japan?
No, Osaka Kamijima.
Oh, Osaka Kamijima.
Yeah, that's where we mostly spent our time. It was a cute little island, populated by a lot of elder people. And one of the reasons why we went there with the Helio Project and the social problem was that they wanted to create a college or university out there on the island, and they just didn't know, but a college with a purpose. Yeah. Something that focused on sustainability, on the environment, and will actually bring some value and feed the life back to the island, which is absolutely beautiful and stunning. And and they brought all of us and to discuss what they could learn in a college if the college was to be built. I think
sorry, did I cut you off? No. Japan has got they've got an aging population, but the island of Sakimijima, their population is quite old. And so the whole point is to regenerate the island and invest within the island. And what better way to do that is education. And it would attract not only I don't want to say international, but yeah, it would attract.
Well, that was one.
Was one of the points. It would attract international students, but also attract domestic students to come and visit. And ultimately, I wouldn't say the crux of it was economic regeneration, but it was to feed life back into the island, as Justina said. So and we had the opportunity to take part in some of the programs that they would like to run. So Justina stayed on Osaka Kamijima, which she'll tell you about, and I went to Fukushima. So I caught a flight, which was really exciting because I didn't think I was going to catch another flight. But she'll tell you about Osaka Kamijima.
So I just stayed on the island of Osaka Kamijima, and we looked at plastics and specifically microplastics. So the program was just a couple of days. We would go to different businesses around the island and see how sustainable they are and what they would do to keep their sustainability, which is pretty amazing, because if a small business on the island can know about sustainability, and all these businessmen don't have a degree in business or have any knowledge, they're just everything that they've learned themselves and through just trial and error, and we're just really cool people. And we also got to do a couple beach cleanups. We got to what's it called, operated on a little fish to see how much microplastic there is in the ocean. There's 2 schools on the island or something, and every single month they do a beach cleanup. The kids are taught to do beach cleanups, and everyone else around the island on a certain day, the little, what is it called, that thing, they have like a speaker across the whole island.
Oh yeah, the tannoy. It's like a tannoy system.
Yeah, and they will say today's a cleanup. All the residents of the island, please get to your nearest beaches and clean up. And it's just a whole sense of community and cohesion, which was really great to see. So you want to talk about Fukushima?
Oh yeah, and so Fukushima. So we left Osaka Kamijima for 2 days, 3 days, 2 nights.
Yeah.
So it was me and a group. We were all in groups. So we went to Fukushima. And the first thing, obviously, people know Fukushima for is the earthquake tsunami that happened, as well as the whole basically power plant exploding into a mess. And the first thing that you think of is radiation and all of these things. And as soon as we got out of the airport and we're on the motorway going to where we're going to, you see these counters. I don't want to say Geiger counters, but they're basically counting the level of radiation. And it's like a big board, like a road sign, and it will tell you the levels of radiation. And immediately you think, oh my goodness. And it's not in a way where it's like, the problem now becomes very real. The problem now becomes something that you actually see face to face. It's so different for us to see on the news and say, tsunami happened, radiation leak, and blah, 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 blah. But to actually see up front, this is a real issue. And as development students, we deal with real issues. Radiation is a real issue. Plastic is a real issue.
Yeah.
So Fukushima was life-changing. And it was life-changing because Justina said one thing. They are doing it themselves. They are not waiting for international bodies to move. And that's the key with creating something sustainable. That's the key with trying to make something and mold something.
At the end of the day, a change starts with you. Everyone is a change maker.
Everyone is a change maker. And so plug. So that's the first thing that that stood out for us when we got to Japan. But Fukushima, I left Fukushima seeing what it means to pick up your things and keep going. It was it's amazing because what we saw on the news, regardless of how young we were, people are still sick today from radiation. The levels of cancer within children is ridiculously high. People are still affected. People are being born with deformities, and people don't even live in their own homes. So it is a real issue as to how do they deal with radiation. That's number one. And the key thing that we saw is, for people that don't know, radiation affects everything. It's not a case of it just comes out into the air and that's it. Radiation affects every single thing. For example, soil. So when people in Japan, they have rice paddies, rice farms. people are planting into the soil, but the soil was affected by radiation. Therefore, when people are, you know, plowing and doing whatever they need to do, and they are actually ingesting radiation. So majority of cases that are seen by Japanese medical officials is because they've ingested radiation or things like that. So that's a problem there. How do you tackle that? Radiation just doesn't leave. And so what they've started to do is package the soil up into bin bags and place them around different provinces. But that doesn't solve the problem. So, because obviously radiation is still moving. And literally there are probably, across Japan, there are like, what, hundreds of thousands of these bags? And they're trying to find a solution. But that's, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. But that's literally, it's so amazing, because how do you deal with that problem? It's the same with plastics. How do you deal with a problem that is just, there doesn't seem to be an end or resolve? But we flew back from Fukushima being like, wow. So we went back to Sakakimijima. We wrote up a nice little essay, which was good because I think it brought back the educational value to it. Not that it ever lost its educational value, really. Disclaimer. But,
and then my group also got to present in front of the local authorities.
Yeah, the local authorities.
the mayor of the island. So that was pretty cool, and that's definitely something I will always cherish forever, because it was a presentation in front of a bunch of people, and it was really scary, but it was really good. And also we got to work with a translator, so the whole aspect of, you know, saying something in English and then having the translate into Japanese, and, you know, you have to wait. I don't know, it was like a really big experience, and it was really nice, like, present in front of someone.
We were grown-ups.
Someone who was really important and actually wants to listen to us, like 20-year-olds, like, talk about sustainability, talk about, like, you know, the future and what this small island can bring to the college that's going to be built, and how Japan is so far ahead, like, in terms of social development, like, compared to, like, the UK. It's just incredible, and it's definitely, we've picked up a lot.
I think, what have you learned? What did Japan do for you?
I don't know. I think I became more plastic aware. That's one thing. I came back from the trip and started telling my mum to, like, recycle a bit more.
Metal straw goes with her
metal
everywhere.
straw. I have to carry my metal straw everywhere.
But yeah, it was. I think what Japan did for us as a two made us see the world, and I think as development students, people look at us and they think, oh, you guys are crazy because you want to change the world and do X, Y, Z. Yes, we are. We're crazy for changing the world, because at the end of the day, this is ours. We own it, and I think we saw that in Japan. They own their country.
And also, it's just really nice to see how, you know, these people from America, the reason why we were all there is because we all shared that aspect of wanting social change. You know, these people didn't necessarily do developmental degrees. Really key to highlight. They all did, like, maybe business degrees. Some did, like,
a couple of people doing biodiversity degrees, things,
like
nature,
science,
a lot of
biology,
natural sciences.
But what we were all, our interests and our hobbies were in changing social values and creating social value and just, like, caring about the world. So I think that was a good thing, that, you know, no matter where you go in the world, there are going to be people that have the same values as you and want to do the same. Like, you know, we could be sitting here in Northampton being like, oh, we're the only people that want to change the world. But no, there's people out there that want to change the world too. There's a bunch of us out there. We're all there together. And it was just really nice to be, like, meeting a project and just be like, oh wow, we all care about this little earth. It's kind of cute.
And I think what I always tell people this, I bring Japan up probably like once a week. For real, because it changed my life. It changed our life completely.
It was a nice, sorry, I keep calling you.
No, keep going.
It was a really nice transition, because we did that at the end of our second year, or in the summer of our second year. So it was a really nice transition to third year, because, you know, I feel like at the end of second year you really, like, lose, like, the to do uni. Like, it's very tiring. You're just like, oh, do I even want to finish this degree? But it gave us, like, a good little kick and boost. I'd be like, you know what, actually this degree that we do, it makes sense. And
it validated us, because we were like, we make sense.
It makes sense, and it just gave us a little push to, like, actually push hard. Well, I personally felt like it gave me a push to be like, you know what, actually this degree is good, put all your work in, you know, and if, you know, I didn't do this degree, I wouldn't necessarily get
like,
this
we didn't do it in
opportunity.
vain. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes people look at the development sector in terms of, like, charity and stuff like that, and they think, you know, what you're doing, it's a problem that will never end. But it's only a problem that will never end if you don't do anything, and if you don't fight for it. But yeah, Japan changed my life. Every day I say this, and every day I wake up grateful, because the way I think now is completely different to the way I went thinking. And I
not like we were ignorant.
Yeah, and I have to keep emphasizing, it's not that we were ignorant, but we're both very, very well traveled, and we've seen different sides of life. But we've seen things. We've seen things. But it allowed me to see that there's so much more. And if there's anything you're going to take away from this video, as prospective students, as people that are about to start this journey on their degree, whatever your degree is, there is so much more for you out there. There's so much for you in life.
Yeah. Don't
be limited. And when opportunities come knocking on your door, grab them.
Yeah, because when I saw the email, I was kind of debating, and I'd be like, oh, should I do it, should I not? I was like, oh, I don't know if I have spending money. I was like, oh, but I might apply, but I might not get it. But like, hey, look now, we got it.
We were writing back that email like,
we got it, went for like an amazing experience. Yeah. And I guess if I never, like, you know, like, emailed back, I would have never got, like, you never know until you try. So it doesn't hurt to like send an application form or something, because you never know, you might hear back and it might change your life. And you know,
it will change your life. Your whole existence can be changed. So don't give up. Keep going. You can do it.
Be the change.
Be the change you want to be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. Bada boom, bada boom.
Be a change maker.
Oh yeah, by the way, we need to shout out Ray Owen.
Yeah, Ray organised all of them.
Ray was basically our guardian angel. Ray's the person that basically organised everything for us. You sir.
Alright.
Oh, but anyway, thanks for listening, guys.
Like, comment and subscribe.
Yes. Oh.